This is a very interesting aspect because electricity generation again is facing both physical and transition risk. Now, how? The physical risk part would be maybe evident in certain cases, maybe not in certain other cases, because the physical risk now, remember, is not just affecting the coal-fired plants or the fossil fuel plants. It is now very much the maybe the nuclear plants which are coming up, the wind farms which are coming up, the solar panels which are coming up, uh, those physical risks will also start impacting them, right? Because physical risk is very specific to the location, geography, or the topography. And very similar, the transition risk will also affect them because now you require low carbon commodities for them. So you see those ideas and concepts are all tying together about how the risks are playing out overall at a regional level and how they now start playing out at a sectoral level, because these sectors are facing both the wrath of the climate but also the changing environment of the policy and regulation. Essentially, these two case studies are explaining this to you. And then, of course, you have those typical examples. I don't want to cover all of it. These are very self-evident ones. And here is something, another very interesting diagram I found online, which is an image. If you see about the electricity sector and the kind of climate risk it is facing, just look at the scope of it. Again, you don't need to remember all of this. Look at it conceptually, right from heat to drought to wildfires to even precipitation and floods in between. There is no end, number one, to the risk, and there is no end also to the sectors which are exposed to it. So it's no longer, by the way, just as I was saying again and again, no longer just the coal-fired plants or the fossil fuel ones. This is very specifically talking about wind, solar, nuclear, hydropower, and the larger systemic risk over here, right? So our idea of transition risk in the electricity sector and even many other sectors or even physical risk does not stop just with the transition. Even what you are transitioning into this low carbon commodities and low carbon intensive sectors now that we are creating out of these carbon intensive ones, even those will face those same risks until we do not put a pause to the larger climate change which is playing out. So again, your concepts are coming a full circle here. What you're been sort of remembering in chapter 1 and 2 in many ways, right? So this